Am I the a-hole for telling my wife, no money, no honeymoon? Real posts, real problems, real people. It's tea time, so grab your favorite cup of tea, or whatever it is you like to drink, and let's spill the tea and clean it up. Let's go. What's up? I am Tonya, one half of TNL.J Relationship Coaches. Thank you so much for joining today. If you are here again, thank you so much. Be sure that you like, comment, share, and most of all, subscribe to the channel. Don't shackle up with me now, okay? All right, so today we have a poster who needs some help. And if you're new to the channel, that's what we do. We have posts, we read them, we spill the tea, then we clean it up. And that's exactly what I intend to do today. And remember, your comments are always welcome. So without further ado, let's hop on in. Okay, so we have a poster here asking, am I the a-hole for telling my wife that if she has no money, then there's no honeymoon? Oh, I couldn't help but to see that he had everyone sucks right here. Really, poster? Everybody suck? That's messed up. But anyway, he's a 28-year-old male, and his wife is also 28. We both know each other since 5+ years and got married in March. We both work and have a joint account for house bills and investments. Rest stays in our respective personal account for individual use and control. Okay, so you both have a joint account to pay the bills and for investment, and the rest is in your own personal account for individual use and control. All right, I can write with that. If you like it, I love it. Let's continue. We earn roughly the same, but I end up saving around $1,500 above, while she barely saves anything, as she consumes unnecessary and cute Instagram products. We're planning our honeymoon to Bali. Whoa, okay. 6 months. It already feels very late. Last night, we were deeply discussing about it as we are getting impatient. I found a decent deal, great job, and suggested we book right. I asked her to book my ticket and I book hers. She made a smiley face and asked me to book for both of us, saying she'd pay me back later. Her idea isn't bad, but so I believe that thing like marriage, honey, travel, kids, planning should only be done when you're financially ready. So I declined the offer and told her to wait. She said to not ruin the plan we fixed and don't be greedy. As memories matter more than money, it quickly turned into a quarrel, which it would, poster. It definitely would turn into a quarrel. But I'll clean it up in a minute. Which ended up with her saying stereotypical things like, it's a shame for my husband not to pay for the honeymoon. So let me bring and ask you before I get too far into this post. What you got to drink? What you sipping on? I'm sipping on some ashwagandha, and I hope I said that right. That's quite a name, ashwagandha. Stress relieving tea, and I got it. It's actually on my patio. We're watching the game, the New York Giants and Philadelphia game. But yeah, it's chilling out there. I said, let me run in the house because it was too dark to put something on video outside. So I had to come on in. But that's what I got. If you want to get you some, I'll put the link into the description because it's definitely a great way to take a load off from the day. You might have had a hard day at work, but let's hop back in because we got a mess to clean up. Okay. So, all right. It's a shame for husband not to pay for the honeymoon. So she's saying stereotypical things to him like that. Like it's a shame for husband to not pay for the honeymoon. Men have been doing it for ages. Blah, blah, blah. It really pissed me off. Currently, we're not talking to each other. Who's the a-hole here? Need a fair perspective. Thanks. But we're definitely going to give you a fair perspective. But before we get into it, let's read some of the comments. All right, so let me scroll on down here. Let's see. All right, so Buck Slam Chest. I'm not sure I'm buying this. Why would you book each other's tickets if you're going to the same place? Surely you'll be looking to book a package deal. I'm sorry. Surely you'll be booking a package deal for the both of you. All right, Buck, old boy, Buck Slam Chest. So, for me, reading it, I feel like he's trying to, make it a gift thing. Like you buy mine, I buy yours, like a cute little gift thing. Okay. So yeah, that's cute. All right, next poster, top 1% commenter. EHS for marrying each other without having a meeting of the minds about finances. You hit your first major purchase and you're arguing already. Mm. You need to sit with a financial planner and set some goals and agree on how you'll get there together. I love this post actually, because I do feel like you do need to have that conversation ahead of time before you get married. Finances, spiritual, all that should be discussed before you get married. My thing is, I don't understand why so many people are rushing into marriage and serious relationships. There's no rush. Take your time with it. Ow, I had to say that. Okay, but now take your time with it because longevity, anything that you want to last is going to take time. Okay, so you can discover a whole bunch more about a person with time. Okay, you got to make sure that this is a lifelong thing here. So you got to make sure this is the person that you want to lock it in with and for life. And if I'm not mistaken, I do think they got married in March. So yeah, this is really early to be arguing about money or finances. Yeah. So to sit down with their financial planner and set some goals is a great idea. Okay. The next commenter says, why marry someone you're not financially compatible with? All right. Well, that's also a top 1% of commenter. But the thing about it is they already married. So we gotta work that thing out, right? Because they married. So that we can't ask them why marry. All right. Next question. I'm sorry, comment. I don't understand. Aren't you already married with a combined budget and savings for things like vacation? Why are you booking and paying separately? Again, this right here is good, but I understand that why he was, they was booking separately because he was trying to do the gift thing. That's why they was doing that. The paying separately, it's a little iffy for me, as well. And that could be the gift thing too. But I'll dive a little deeper in my feelings when we clean it up. Let's continue. NTA, but you have bigger problems than planning your honeymoon. You and your wife are not physically compatible, okay? Unless she or you are willing to compromise. You take the role of breadwinner, or she take the role of an equitable financial partner. Otherwise, you will spend your lives fighting about money. Been there, done that. Respect. All right. So EAESH. You both need to do better. You're about to get married and arguing over who pays for what. Marriage is supposed to be a team effort, not everyone for themselves. Absolutely. It's a team. And I always say, like, when you do things as a team, especially, excuse me, you're married. So nobody loses. What would it take for you to actually cover her portion of the trip? Nothing. Because y'all on the same team, the money just gonna rotate. It's gonna rotate. But I do understand you still have an issue with what's going on. So let's continue. All right. I love that. Marriage is supposed to be a team effort, not everyone for themselves. Absolutely right. ETA. I don't know how I missed that you were already married, but if this is the way you are operating within your marriage, you're not going to have a healthy marriage. Agreed. Let's see. NTA. But if you guys are already not speaking to each other over the honeymoon, this marriage may have been a mistake. That's true. That's true. To not be communicating at all about this thing instead of trying to work it out, that right there is communicating a lot. Y'all still newlyweds and not talking, and it's about a honeymoon, something that both of you share together. So it's like really no reason to be upset. Okay, it's a win-win situation. Take one for the team. That's how I feel. All right. ESH. I think because you guys should have ironed out your financial stuff better before getting married. A vacation is a joint thing, so that money should have also been going into your account. You guys need to figure this out because it could really mess up your relationship. That is facts. That is facts. A lot of times people spend their money on everything else but the marriage. Put some of that money into the marriage. The marriage is the thing that you need to save. Bali or any other thing that can wait. Invest in your marriage. Invest in that relationship because, again, it's a lifelong relationship. And that counseling is going to help pull things out, iron things out. It'll help y'all learn how to communicate with each other, and it'll also help you get some things off your chest. It's just investing in your marriage. Okay, it's needed. That's needed to fulfill that relationship. You already, again, you got issues. You got financial issues here with this asking this question. So things ain't smooth. Something's going on there, and there's probably something else rooted in this. This is just surface level. Okay, so let's read one more comment. And yeah, being a relationship coach, my husband and I, we see it all the time too. Well, people, they come in after they done about ruined the relationship. Okay, at least they do come in. But I say that to say, invest some money into what's going to matter most to you, and that's going to be that relationship. I heard me and my husband went to a couples conference, and there was a speaker talking about how she never knew that she could sleep. She bought a bed for $12,000, and because she had been waking up with back problems. Her back was hurting, and when she bought that bed for $12,000, she said she ain't wake up with a pain or nothing. She never thought that just by changing her bed, investing in something that she gonna be sleeping on forever, or for a long time, the majority of her life, would change the way, would basically change her life. So she invested in that. Same thing with your marriage. It's for life. So you definitely want to put your investments there into a relationship coach or a therapist or something. All right. And Lamont and I are here if you need us. All right, let's do this one. I understood your reasoning, but the approach you took doesn't seem practical. When traveling together, it's generally best to book plane tickets together. This makes it much easier to manage any changes that might come up. While I see that you want to ensure both of you contribute fairly, it appears that neither of you had a clear financial plan in place, and your wife may have overlooked the actual state of your finances. Moving forward, I suggest being more intentional and how you handle these aspects of your relationship. All right. And then as you see, she has some other things, some other advice form, bullet points, which I'm sure is great. But for the sake of time, I won't get into that too much. All right. So poster. First off, I want to thank you for your honesty. Having this conversation is exactly what is needed, you know, in marriage. You can help a whole bunch of people with this. So again, thank you for the realness. Thank you for being raw. And thank you for being truthful about the situation. So let's unpack it from a relational and spiritual perspective. Okay. So it's not about who's right or who's wrong. You're a team. Okay. So in this situation, it's not even really about the money. Like I said, it's more about the mindset. It's about maturity and mutual responsibility. That money is just like kind of surface level, but it's deeper than that. You both made the agreement to manage your finances separately. And, that's okay. That's fine as long as it works for both of you. But the moment revealed that it's a deeper disconnect in y'all values and y'all expectations. I feel like your wife value experiences and emotion. Just, like the idea of creating memories and feelings, you know, she want to create memories and she want to feel cared for. And it's like you value structure and responsibility. The belief that you shouldn't build moments on unstable ground. You don't really want to do nothing and you don't feel stable. Neither's wrong. Okay, but when both of them collide, when the two collide, you're not aligned. And you gotta be aligned in your marriage. So let's talk about some action steps that you can take in your marriage to help out with this. So number one, you want to have a value before vacations type of conversation. So yes, that means having a sit down and talking about what money really means to both of you. To her, money might represent freedom or love. To you, it might represent security or legacy. Okay, but until you both understand why and what's behind each other's choices, the what is going to always clash. So you got to have a conversation. Number two, you want to build a shared experience fund. Okay, that's an excellent idea. Don't you agree? Build a shared experience fund. This is going to be some money that you can use instead of debating over who should pay for what. Create a joint, because remember, you're a team. Create a joint account and make it for travel and set memories. But if you can contribute to it monthly, that'd be great. You both can contribute to it monthly. And that way, the honeymoon or any trip is going to feel like a shared investment, not like, I'm paying all the money, she ain't putting nothing towards it. It ain't going to feel like that tug of war. It'll feel like something that you both doing together. All right, so, and also, number three, you two got to address the real issues, because again, that's just surface. There's something that is deeper. Entitlement versus expectation. When your wife said men have been doing this for ages, she wasn't just talking about the ticket. She was expressing the traditional expectation. But marriage in 2025 requires teamwork, not tradition. Your partner is not a stereotype, so that's something that, we all got to take into account. 2025 is something totally different. Number four, we want to keep emotional control. When finances trigger emotions, remember Proverbs 15:1, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a hard word stirs up anger. So don't let pride rob you both of peace, because we know that pride comes before what? Pride comes before the fall. All right, so we get married. So if we get married, we want to stay up. We don't want to fall. That ain't why we got married. We got married to be on the up and up. Okay? Remember that. So in closing here, my final thought is that money doesn't ruin marriages. Misunderstanding does. So misunderstood motives do. You're not the a-hole for setting a financial boundary And she's not the villain for desiring that emotional connection of a honeymoon. But both of you have to remember, marriage is a covenant of collaboration. It's not a competition. So before you book a flight to Bali, make sure you both agree on the direction of your hearts and your finances. Know where your finances are heading, because the real honeymoon isn't the trip. It's not the trip. It's learning how to walk together every day after. Because what you going to do after that? Okay? So, again, make sure that you leave a comment. If you see this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share if you got any value out of this, because there's a lot of people out here, a lot of marriages that need help, and you never know whose life we can change with just one comment. Okay? And that's the goal. That's the plan, to help with love. All right. Again, thank you, poster, for your post. And if anybody has anything that they would like for me to talk about on Tea Time, feel free to message me, or let me know. Any videos you see out there, send them to me. I'll be more than happy to react to them on Tea Time and spill the tea and clean it up. We never spill the tea without cleaning it up. All right. And until then, I'm going to see you same time, same place. I'm going to just sip my little tea though. Okay. You know what I'm talking about. And get out here and watch this game. See you on the next one.